What is up, guys? It's Jacob from QuadHunting, and today we are talking. It's another early predictions video, way too early one. OTAs for the Lions haven't even started yet. It may have by the time this video gets uploaded, so it's possible OTAs could be going on. But since it's the dead zone, the off season, not much news is coming out. I addressed the Calvin Johnson news earlier in a previous video, so we're kind of in the dead zone. I gotta find content and I gotta make stuff. So I'm doing way too early predictions. You saw my way too early record prediction, which I might link here or down there. It'll be one in these two areas. But so I did that, and now I'm going to do something I did also last off season, which was roster predictions and who I think is going to make it, and who I think is not going to make the team. So without further ado, I'm just going to kind of get into that. I have 4 different categories as of right now, and it is number 1, locks to make team. These are guys who are going to make the team no matter what performance they show in the preseason. Number 2 is most likely will make the team. These are guys who we saw a lot of last year towards maybe the end of the season. You'll see what kind of guys. Let's not round out that list. These are guys I think are most likely to make the team, and they would have to have a really bad preseason / off season, or will have to be surpassed by somebody who I have put in the needs to work to make the team. That's the 3rd tier. It's the 2nd lowest tier. It's because a lot of these guys, a lot of these lower end team guys, I don't know. I can't pretend like I knew who Kerry Hyder was before last offseason. I'm pretty sure if you watch my videos from last offseason, I said Kerry Hyder was probably not going to make the team for the longest time until he had his good game in the preseason and he started getting a lot more publicity and hype. I did not think he was going to make the team. I can't say I called it. So, but these are guys who have to produce like a Kerry Hyder level success in the preseason to make the team. And then we have the lower tier, which I consider just camp fodder. These guys who I don't think have much of a shot at making the team. This is guys maybe like 10 to 0%. Your locks are I got my 90 to 100%, and between about 89% and 60% I consider those guys who are most likely to make. 59 all the way down to about 11% is where I consider needs work. And then 10 and below is what I consider to be the guys who won't make the team unless they really blow the doors off and just shock the world. Injuries happen and then they get bumped up. That kind of thing. So without further ado, I have got old-fashioned paper because trying to read from there and then look up the camera, look down, look up. It's just kind of annoying, and I can stay better organized on a piece of paper. It's just me. Some people can do it on computers. I do it better on paper. So without further ado, here are who I consider to be the locks to get to the 2017. I'm going to erase that. Here are the locks who I think are going to make the 2017 Lions roster. So starting off, these are all in alphabetical order. You can't get the roster to print out in positional order. It's got to be alphabetical. So we're going to go alphabetically. These are the people who I consider to be locks to make the team. Amir Abdullah, he was the best running back last year before he got injured. I don't think he's going to be surpassed. Theo Riddick, who's also a lock, I'm just going to throw that out there, is more of a pass catcher. He's not someone you want running between the tackles, and that's what Amir does, and that's what that's why he's here. So Amir Abdullah is a lock. Ziggy Ansah is a lock. Hopefully he rebounds from last year. Jared Davis, the linebacker we just drafted. Taylor Decker, going back to Davis, you're not going to cut someone you drafted in the first round right off the bat, unless something really crazy happens. But I have him as a lock to make the team. Taylor Decker, you're not going to get rid of your franchise left tackle that you found last year. Eric Ebron, goes without saying. Darren Fells, tight end we signed this last offseason. I don't see us cutting him yet. He's probably our second best tight end right now, and you're not going to get rid of that unless someone really blows the doors off. Like I said, this will change throughout the season, throughout the off season though. I'll do one of these every month, and then once preseason hits, we'll do them weekly. But Graham Glasgow, Kenny Galloway, they both make it. Kerry Hyder, Marvin Jones Jr., Miles Killebrew, T.J. Lang, and Sam Martin, I all have making it. I don't see there's a reason to get rid of Sam Martin, no matter how good the other punter we have does in the preseason. If he outperforms Sam Martin, you're not getting rid of Sam Martin. You just paid him big money. You're not going to get rid of him. Staying with special teams real quick, Matt Prater. We don't even have another kicker on the roster right now. So that's the no-brainer. And then I have Glover Quinn, no-brainer. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, I'm really high on. I think he's going to be great. Give him a couple of years, I think he's going to be one of the best linebackers on our team for sure, maybe in the NFL. I've heard really good things from Tennessee Volunteer fans who he played for, and they're all really high on him. Think if without the injury, he would have been a first, second round talent for sure. Theo Riddick, as I mentioned earlier. Michael Roberts, the tight end, I'm also really high on that we drafted this year. Huge dude. A'Shawn Robinson, Darius Slay, Akeem Spence, just signed this. I don't think we're going to cut a guy we just signed. Matt Stafford, duh. Travis Swanson, Tez Tabor. I'm going to call him Tez. I'm sorry. Golden Tate. Going to the back now. Ricky Wagner, Cornelius Washington, Tahir Whitehead, Tavon Wilson, and Paul Worleylow, another free agent off signing. I don't think those guys were going to. I think those guys were not going to cut. So moving back to the beginning, these are guys who I think will make the team unless someone in the lower tier just blows the doors off. These guys, I'm pretty sure they're just. I'm not. There's some uncertainties about each and every one of them. Jamal Agnew, we just drafted him. It sounds like he's going to be our kick and punt returner. Johnson Batamosi, they like to have the special team person, so that's why I have him as most likely to make it. We did sign a lot of depth in the corner area, secondary, so he could be expendable if you think you have another guy who can replace his special team contributions, because you don't want him out there playing cornerback. Jace Billensey, a lot of Lions are pretty high on him. A lot of teammates are talking about how he's got a really high ceiling. So and I hope it's not another. This be a little out there. I can't remember his first name, but it was Edwards. Patrick Edwards. He was from Houston. He played for the Lions for a couple years, and Nate Burleson talked him up. Calvin even talked him up, and then he produced like nothing. He was a preseason guy who was amazing, and then once the regular season hit, he couldn't do anything. So hopefully he's not one of those, and hopefully he's an undrafted guy like a Wes Welker. Not saying he's going to hit that Wes Welker level, but maybe he can produce from the Lions. Amani Bryant, he seemed pretty good before he got injured and the suspensions thing. Michael Burton, I'm not sure if the Lions are going to carry a fullback. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's why he's in this area. They didn't really use him last year much. Don Carey, same thing with Johnson Batamosi. I kind of feel about him. Brandon Copeland, ESPN has a nice feature on him right now. You got to go read it. He's one of those really smart financial guys who is being really smart with his money that he's making. So I encourage you to go read it. I read it. I hate ESPN, and I love that article. Joe Dahl, Quandre Diggs. Corners, like I said, a lot of corner things going on. He could easily be axed at the end of the offseason, but right now I think he's better than some of the guys coming in. DJ Hayden, kind of the same with Quandre Diggs. I'm not sure where his ceiling is. Brad Kaye, quarterback we just drafted from Miami. I also do have Jake Rudock on that list, and this is part of the list. Jimmy Landis and also Don Molback. I'm not sure who's going to win the. We're going to carry one of them. I have both of them right now, and the most likely could make it because I kind of consider them on an even playing field right now. If Molback not a little higher, but he is older. I know the Lions drafted Landis because they want to get younger. So I'm not 100% sure where to put either of them right now. So I put them both in the most likely to make it because one of them's going to make it. Nevin Lawson, Jeremiah Ledbetter, Cornelius Lucas, I already mentioned Molback. Haloti Nagata is a guy who could, a little surprised he didn't get cut in the beginning of the offseason, but we didn't really sign somebody to replace him. He's probably our number 1, number 2 D tackle right now, so he's most likely going to make the team unless someone explodes and makes him expendable. Corey Robinson, Jake Rudock, as I mentioned earlier, and then Laken Tomlinson. He could be expendable easily by the end of this preseason, but right now I have him as most likely to make the team. Dwayne Washington, Antoine Williams, who I really was impressed with last year, being forced into the starting role as quickly as he was. Zach Zenner and Anthony Zettel. I have Zenner on this just because no matter how well he does, the front office does not seem that high on him, and coaching does not seem that high on him. So that's why I have him here. Going on to the need a lot of work to make the team. These not some of these. You got to remember, like I said, it's like 59 to 11%. Some guys are a lot higher to that 59% making the team. A lot of guys are down at the 11%. So Jared, okay, I'm gonna butcher some of these names because they're hard. Jared Eberditis, wide receiver who was played for the Packers last year. We signed him. I think wide receiver is kind of deep. Not so much that it's deep talent-wise. I think after your first 3 receivers right now, you're kind of getting to just a jumbled mess that not much talent differential between like 4 and 8. So I think some of those guys are just going to kind of slip through the cracks, and that I kind of feel that's where he's got to fight for his roster spot. Thurston Armburster, hope he really doesn't come back. I really was not happy with when he was playing linebacker last year. Darius Barnes, Nick Bellamore, I really didn't know much about either of these guys. Alex Carter, it's going to be his year. It's going to be his year. We hear that every year with Alex Carter. And before him, Jonte Green and Greenwood and Bill Bentley. So we've heard that a lot with especially corners lately. Hopefully Alex Carter can produce. Because, that'd be great if he comes in and blows up. But I don't see it happening. So TJ Jones, again, wide receiver depth is just deep. Kyrie Lee was a tight end last year, played some time when when Ebron went down, and then when Wick went down, he came in. I don't think the Lions are going to take 4 tight ends. They're definitely not going to take 4. They're going to take 3. So injuries happen. I believe that's his way on his team, but I believe he's most likely going to get cut. Steve Longa, again, with the wide receivers, linebacker kind of backup linebacker positions are up for grabs right now, so that's where he's going to have to fight to get a job. Kayshawn Martin was a former MSU wide receiver. I'm not sure about him yet. Didn't do too much with the Texans, and then he was brought in by the Patriots, and now brought in by the Lions. So, Storm Norton, undrafted free agent tackle from Eastern. It's one of the MAC schools. I'm not sure. Can't say 100%. Maybe Toledo. It is Toledo. It's right on the paper. Duh. I don't consider him too much of a long shot. Backup tackles are kind of a premium right now with only Cornelius Lucas and Corey Robinson. Hopefully someone can fight them. Michael Rector, again, wide receiver talent. He's a rookie, so I put him in there. Brandon Thomas, guard. Noel Thomas, another wide receiver rookie. Kyrie Thornton. I wasn't really impressed with Thornton last year, and then he was on the field, and that is a video telling me it is done exporting. I should turn that down, so it doesn't happen again. It's not going to happen again in this video, but this is a guy I'm looking at just his size. He's 6'7", 305. This is Arturo Asdevenis. I'm not sure. He's not even listed with a number yet. He's a rookie from Tulane. Then I have Jeremiah Vologa, who is a D-end from rookie from UNLV. Hopefully, I guess D-end backups, we kind of need them right now. D-end is really short on depth, good depth. Got a lot of people, it's not very good depth. And then Cole Wick is my last. Needs to work again. Same thing when Ebron went down. He tried to step up, didn't really step up. Looks like we got better at tight end, so I don't know if there's really a place for him on the team. Same thing with Kyrie Lee. So we'll have to see there. Then my guys who I think have no shot at making the team, kind of just because I don't know who these guys are yet. When preseason hits, I'll probably training camp and all that hits. You'll hear these guys' names probably more of who to watch out for, whose stock is rising, whose stock is falling, that kind of thing. You'll hear about these guys: Brandon Barnes, Alex Barnett, Brandon Chubb, Dontez Ford, Tion Green, Jordan Hill, Mike James, Nick James, Leo Kologamagani, wow. Desmond Lawrence, Roland Milligan, Casey Redford, a punter, like I said, he's not even, don't even talk about it. Ryan Spadola, Maurice Swain, Josh Thornton, Robert Tonyan, Charles Washington, and those are So I don't have a 53-man roster prediction yet. I'll do those closer. Right now just going to do stock reports kind of on where I have everyone. So we have locks, most likely to make the team, needs work to make the team, and just can't fodder. And throw the paper down there. So if you like the video, leave comments down below. Who do you think is going to make the team? Do you think I'm wrong on a couple guys? If you know some of these guys who are camp fodder that maybe I've missed but put in there as camp fodder that really aren't, or guys who you think have a better chance of making the team than I think, or have no shot and I think have a good shot, let me know down below in the comments. Leave likes, subscribe to the channel, all that fun junk, and I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Hopefully some Lions news starts happening, and I'll be able to talk about it and see you guys then. So, yeah, until more news, see you guys later.